Craft Brews and Casual Conversations. My name is Eugene. And I don't know where I'm from. I like to be mysterious because all the people love mysterious. Is my accent from London? I don't know. Is it from Australia? I'm not sure. This is just how I talk. And it changes over time. I stumbled upon this podcast because I was drinking heavily the other nights. And I said, I need some dudes with brews and I need to sit on a nice porch. And I happened to find a podcast with that name, so I stuck with it. Here I am. I've been loitering on this porch since 2 a.m. on Saturday. And the police have hosed me down, pepper sprayed me, kicked me in the buttocks. And I still remain here because I ain't no bitch.
Cue it. Cue it.
You're about to hear the greatest show of your life.
Dude.
Dudes with brews on a porch with Rob and Drew.
Here we are on another day, another edition of the podcast that you have known for a long time now and have loved for a long time now. I'm pretty sure we've hit the 6-year mark. I'm pretty sure that has happened.
You might have. You might have.
The show has hit the 6-year mark, and we continue to do it after emails and people begging on the streets. And all of our relatives giving us words of, why do you keep doing this? When we say, we don't know, and we keep pressing on. Here we are again for that. I'm Drew. My lovely co-host is Rob. He is
Yes, I am.
He's beautiful, and he is, I think he got a haircut recently. Is that true?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I cut my own hair recently.
You cut your own hair?
Yeah.
We'll get to that shortly then. But first, it looks pretty good. Let's talk about the beers we're drinking, all right? So, over this last handful of days, I was in the great state of Minnesota, and I picked up some beer that was native to Minnesota, not so much native to Wisconsin. And I have some Fergus Brewing Company, their Otter Tail Mango Blonde. So Fergus is out of Fergus Falls, which is in Minnesota. Otter Tail, that is a county in Minnesota. Minnesota is full of lakes and a lot of breweries, actually. This is their Mango Blonde. It's back just in time for the deck opening. Enjoy this blonde ale with a mango blast, watching the Otter Tail River from their beautiful deck. So this is like a sipping beer. This is a summertime beer. This is something to be enjoyed in the warmer months. It has a haziness to it, which I was kind of surprised with the word like blonde ale. You know, you think of a blonde ale, it'd be a little lighter on the lighter side, but this has it's light in color, but it has a haziness to it. Sipping it, it's surprising. The taste is surprising because when I think of a mango blonde ale, I'm thinking of a fruit kind of forward crispness. You know, you're getting that mango taste. You're getting that, I guess you could call it a stone fruit type of taste. But with this one, it's 5% ABV, 22 in the IBUs. When you sip it, you get a little tartness to it. It is, I guess you could say it's a sweeter beer. But there, for some reason, there's a spice to it. Now, when I think of mango, I think of sweetness. A lot of times people will pair mango with like habanero, and they do that with beer too. There's plenty of a beer that has like that habanero, that little spice kick to it, and it's a little more powerful than what this was, but it was very surprising when I took the first sip. I was caught off guard because I was like, this has a weird, unique spiciness to it. Not a sweetness per se, but a spiciness. It's tart and briefly spicy. And it's more like on the back end where you get that spice. So it was weird. It was just it caught me off guard a little bit because blonde ales, you're thinking summertime, you're thinking stuff that you can just crush, that you can enjoy that way, but not bad by any means. Just not what I thought it was. I don't know a lot about Fergus Falls, Minnesota. It's considered a nano brewery. It's it's a small. There's a lot of small breweries in Minnesota. There's a million of them, and this is just one of them that I was able to get my hands on. I've never had anything from this before. Overall, the reviews are pretty good on it. Some people didn't really like that much, but yeah, I mean it's a summertime beer. It's not bad. Rob, what you got?
I am drinking another beer from Malibu Brewing Company, the Railway Rye Pale Ale.
Mm-hmm.
Which I mean, it has a good smell to it. I don't think I couldn't find what hops they're using or what they're doing with it, but it's I don't know enough. I should learn that stuff, but I'm gonna taste it.
So like the description of this says it's a rye pale ale, a limited release from Malibu Brewing Company, 5.6 ABV, 0 on the IBUs. Pale ales range from deep golden to copper in color. It has a wide range of hop characteristics, unlike fruity, floral, and citrus, like American variety hop characters, and unlike earthy, herbal English variety hop characters. It says moderate to high hop bitterness, flavor, and aroma. International pale ales have medium body and low medium maltiness. So this one, I mean, it's made.
It's got some maltiness to it, and that like bitterness comes in the middle. It doesn't come up front.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of lingers.
Okay.
But the taste of it, I mean, I don't know. It's got an interesting taste because the taste doesn't come up front really either. It comes almost after you swallow. And it gets like you can feel you can taste the rye and the wheat, if you will.
Yeah. The wheat.
It's got a really good color to it. I like the color. It's like it's like a mix between an orange and like a classic classic lager,
mm-hmm.
but more orange to it. It's got that copper color to it.
Yeah, definitely from the looks of it. Yeah, copper, but with like a little more orange to it. It looks good.
Yeah, the more I smell it, the better it smells, and which I don't know how to describe that. That's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm just like you're as you smell it for long, like more and more, like you get a little bit more of what's going on in there.
Yeah,
I just don't know words, but it smells kind of sweet, which you don't get that when you drink it though. But it's good. It's smooth, but it's got a little bit of bitterness on the back end.
All right, is that good enough?
That's the best I got. Sorry, Jen.
All right. Well, I mean, hey, we got what we got. That's we're 9 minutes in. It's okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's
I got stuff to talk about.
Yeah, you do. So, a couple things.
It's not even the stuff that you think I need to talk about.
Oh, really? It's not about the cigarette story?
No, it's not the cigarette story.
Okay. That is a good story.
I'm not cutting out at random times because there is, just as we started the podcast, a group text chain formed for a fantasy football league I'm in, and they are now talking trash to one another.
Yeah.
But I have my phone on silent, so I'm hoping it's not coming through.
No, you're doing good. Yeah, you're fine. So, well, what is it that you need to speak on? Get it off your chest, Robert.
First off, it's funny that you bring up how long the show's been running. Because what I did over the last couple of days is I went back, Drew. Went back in time.
Yeah.
And I listened to random episodes of our show from episode 45, episode 80, I went back and did 79 and 84, I think. First off, episode 80, that's when I became co-host and we got the new intro that we have now. Interesting to me. I thought it was way later than that.
Crazy.
But the biggest thing that I think I noticed is in terms of what we think we've done with, like, we've changed we haven't changed that much.
No.
In 200 episodes since the 80th. We're still talking about weight loss, still talking about our themes run heavy throughout the show, I will say.
Okay.
So I don't know, but we were actually doing pretty good back in the day of describing beers and trying to get, it's like now it's weird because back then I was only drinking the beer that I drink on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I was better at describing it than now when I drink more beer and more craft beer and should probably know terminology and stuff like that. But also we were idiots. We're probably idiots still.
How so?
Any thoughts?
How are we idiots?
I don't know. I just listen to myself talk and go, shut this guy up, please, Drew. Just interrupt.
You didn't like enjoy any of it? It wasn't good?
Oh no, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Okay.
They were very good episodes.
I thought
I maintained Black Friday, a tomato situation. That was a good episode. Dark Love, that was a good episode. Two Brothers, that's where I became the co-host. That was a good episode.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed going back, doing a little dive back into, and I sound so good on the microphone, except for I wish you would have told me at some point, stop breathing into it. 'Cause
yeah, you gotta breathe. I mean,
yeah, just heavy breathing into the microphone.
Yeah, that can happen.
So
I don't know.
Okay.
I thought last week's episode was pretty good.
No, I listened to was that last week's the one that was right after the micro brew that you did by yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I listened to that one. It was good.
I thought so too. But I listened to that one on the way. So, like I said, I was in Minnesota from Thursday to Monday, and then on the way back home, I listened to it because no one else in my family listens to it. So I was like, oh, let's listen to this and see how it is. I had to turn it down at a couple points because of the jokes and my kids around. I was like, okay, you got to turn that down. But yeah, no,
were they my jokes or your jokes?
I think they were. I think they were mine.
Good.
So, but yeah, so in Minnesota, okay, and we'll touch on this reoccurring theme that we seem to have of weight loss.
I think we should stop.
No, this is it's gonna prompt a new possible segment or idea that Todd and I bounce back and forth a little bit. We'll see what happens, but we could always incorporate it on this podcast. So every year we go to this place. It's my grandma's house. Some people in my family refer to it as a cabin. It's a house that's on a lake. You look in the backyard. You got yard. You got lake. It's seriously, it's like you walk 50 feet, you're in a lake. It's really nice, beautiful, awesome, great. Every year we go because it's about an 8.5 hour drive without. Well, it's like 7.5 hour driving without stopping, which is impossible when you have kids. And every year, a subject comes up about what I'm doing wrong, whether from my grandmother. And if she listens to this, which she never will, this is just my perspective on the situation. I could be wrong. I could be viewing it. I could be taking it with a harsher lens than what it needs to be taken as. Most of the time, it's about religion because I don't go to church. I don't believe in God. But I don't like sit from the top of the hills and say, he's not real. There is no God. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to I'm not going out to citizens in the world and saying, join the atheist community. I'm not. I just don't, I'll say it's stupid every once in a while. She's usually harping on that. She wants me to go to church. She wants me to believe in God. She wants me to pray. She forces me to pray before I eat my food. Since it's not my house, I respect her, and granted, I don't pray, but I don't contest it. I wait till everybody says their hubbub, and I eat my food. And then if it's not that, it's because I don't tend to vote for Republicans. And the people I vote for are the wrong people, and all this kind of stuff. So this year, it wasn't any of it. Last year, it was, my son will never learn to crawl because we don't put him down enough. Okay. Granted, always walking on eggshells around this lady. And so it's like, I don't want to put my kid down, and then he's going to grab something and disturb you, and you're going to take it or whatever. This year, make it to the house. About an hour in, she says, because she asked me about what I eat for breakfast, and I go, Grandma, I normally don't eat breakfast. And she goes, what? And she goes,
tell her about the fasting?
Yes, I did. And she's like, why? And I was like, well, I usually fast until about 11 o'clock. And then she just gives me this disgusted look on her face and says, we need to have a private conversation with just you, me, and maybe Grandpa. And I was like, about what? And she's like, about all your family's history and stuff. And I was like, my family's history with what? Heart disease? Because I know it's there. I know cancer, diabetes, and heart disease runs rampant in my family. And that's what I'm trying to prevent. Cancer is kind of hard to prevent in some ways. And she's just like, because I really think you need to start enjoying your life.
I'm with her there.
What are you fucking talking about?
I think that what her tactics or her what she chooses to go it's you not eating breakfast is the thing that the catalyst for this conversation. You can throw that back at her later when she goes, you should be going to church, and then you go, yeah, but you told me to enjoy my life, so what do you want? I didn't realize you were a hypocrite, Grandma.
She was saying that the amount that I exercise, and because I don't eat, I don't enjoy my life, and I need to have this deep, serious conversation. I was like, Grandma, everything is going in the right direction. I was like, my blood pressure is great, best that it's been in a long time, in years, Rob, years. My weight is going down, and I was like, do you not She probably doesn't understand. She didn't take the time to understand the intermittent fasting. It's not that I don't eat. I just don't eat until a certain time. And then I eat the food. And usually because I exercised, I'm at a caloric deficit. So now I can consume 2,000 calories in that 8-hour window and still be at a deficit because I worked out. That's kind of how weight loss works. That's how exercising and being healthy is. But no. I don't know
if you listen to scientists,
but I don't. Well, yeah, and that's another thing. But I don't enjoy my life because of it. And then so I'm pissed off, and I was just like, come on. I reach out to another family member, and they're just like, oh, it's just how she is. She's 80-something years old. She's not going to change. And I'm like, no. I don't. How about you stick up for me? And be like, yo, get off his back. He's not doing anything wrong. Because if I say it, I'm the bad person. You know what I mean?
There is no bad person. Your she thinks she's looking out for you.
No, she's trying.
She thinks she's coming from a place of caring.
She's not. And she's telling me how she's praying for me to do this stuff.
Yeah. Oh God, Lord forbid.
But it's like,
well, actually, opposite of that. Lord, decree.
But it's not. I don't think it's because she is looking out for me. I think it's because it's not what she would do. Because it's not what she thinks.
But that's what looking out for somebody is saying, like your mentality doesn't make sense to me. I don't want to make sense of it. I think I did pretty well, and I think you should do what I did. It's not that's not them like just because she's saying you should do what I do or think the way I think. She's not saying that in a way like that's diminutive necessarily, but I really truly like in this case, I think she's probably it's coming from a place of caring. It's just not coming through that way to you because it seems very critical and dumb.
Well, she also says I self-mutilate my body because I have tattoos.
Yeah, I mean, she's old, man. that is her being. I was thinking about this today, where it's like I'm getting more and more conservative, but not because I'm getting more conservative, but because the world is changing to be more liberal and progressive. I'm stuck in the way that I like. You could be, if you were the most uber liberal progressive person in the 80s and you never changed and you're still alive now, you are a fucking conservative by now. The world changes at a rapid pace. She can't keep up with that. Let her think about. You go. Next time you get a tattoo, go. You want to see my self mutilation? Doesn't. You're not gonna change her mind on that.
I know, and I don't care about the tattoo stuff. But the next day, I get up. 10 seconds later, I'm being asked about what do I want for breakfast, and it's just like
no.
Yeah, I said I'm not hungry right now. And then it just keeps going on and on. 3-4 more times. And then she's making breakfast for everybody else. And I say, and she asked me again. I said, I'm not hungry. I'm good. I was like, I'll get myself something when I'm ready. 3 minutes later, there's food in front of my face. Given to me, made specifically for me. And I was like, what am I supposed to do here? I have to eat it. Because if I don't, it's going to turn into a bigger thing. So now it's, you know what?
You gotta let this go, man. I'm just telling you.
This is not.
You gotta let this go.
This is not the way I wanted this conversation to go, Rob. You're supposed to be on my side. You're my co-host for almost 5 fucking years you've been on this podcast, and now you're doing this. You're pulling this on me. What happened to companionship? What happened to loyalty, brotherhood? Two Brothers was the name of the podcast in which we started to be co-hosts, and this is how you. This is. Ugh! I'm upset.
Do you want me to explain? Just me telling you to let it go is not me taking her side. I'm just saying everybody's mom wants them to eat more. Everybody's grandma wants them to eat more. Even still, it's that's the way of the world. When your kid leaves your house, and if they come around and they go, they're getting skinnier, and they're going, I'm not eating breakfast. You're gonna go have some breakfast. I'm making a breakfast. There's nothing more important than a breakfast. The whole spread. But I'm not taking her side. You're right. You shouldn't have eaten the food. You should have said, I'll eat this later. Thank you, Grandma. I appreciate your hard work and the sweat you put into these eggs.
Mm-hmm. I guess.
And then, can I have some cellophane or saran wrap, please?
Yeah. Jeez.
And if she decides to pick up the plate and throw it on the floor, breaking glass into a million pieces, and go, you don't appreciate anything I do for you, and you don't eat enough, and you're not happy, that's on her, man. Then you just go for a walk and whistle and look at the birds you love so much.
I guess.
Is that taking your side enough? I mean, I'm not.
No.
What am I supposed to say? Punch your grandma in the throat and tell her you're not eating breakfast, bitch? I'm right.
The I'm right part. Everything else, no, not necessarily.
Because it's your life. You're an adult. You don't have to eat when it's like I don't eat breakfast anymore either. Like
you don't understand. I had to. I had to eat it. Had to.
You feel like you had to.
Yeah, well,
you know what, Drew? No, you're right. You're right. You had to eat it. I'm on your side. You had to eat it.
I did, because it's not like I can just get in my car and leave. We're looking at a day's worth of driving, and this is day 1 of me being there. I just feel like.
So did you have to eat breakfast every day that you were there?
Yeah.
That I'm gonna say, but you ate the breakfast. The week is over.
Mm.
It's time to move on. We all do that. I don't know anybody that goes to their, like, I used, when I was going at my grandma's house, she told me I couldn't go out past dark.
Yeah.
And I was a third shifter because she didn't let my grandma go out after dark, or my grandpa go out after dark, because there's scary people out there. What did I do? I said, okay, grandma, went in the back room. And when she went to bed at 7:30, I jumped out the back window and I left. You know, it's not that hard.
Oh, okay.
But when we got to listen to the elders, man. You got to do it. Yeah. They got their whole way.
So next time,
doesn't make them right. It just makes them old enough that if you say no to them, they might have a heart attack and die, and you don't want to live with that.
So next year, when she gives me the food, if I'm still doing things the way I'm doing them now, eat the food and then throw up all over the place.
Yeah. Bring a dog with you. Bring Phil. He'll eat it for you. Just go yum, num, num, and scrape it into your lap and let Phil take care of it.
She doesn't like Phil.
Well, now she's wrong about everything.
she calls him a nasty dog. That nasty
this
Phil.
Lady.
Yeah.
Why are you going up there again? What, blood relation? Come on.
Well, all right. Enough of that, I guess. Since I'm clearly pushed to the side.
I'm not telling you you're wrong. I'm telling you just got to let it go with grandparents and parents. Like, let them have their thing. But the problem with this one is that it sets back an actual lifestyle choice.
Mm-hmm.
And which I almost just made a really bad analogy, but like it's never mind. I'm gonna stop before I say something dumb.
Let's move on to your cigarette story, because I think it's
okay.
I think it's, so
talking about how I still smoke cigarettes.
So this first half is about me and my inner demons,
Yep.
and how I take things the way, or how people approach me, and maybe I make things more than what they are. But now let's turn the table, and you seem to agree with that I exaggerate, that I go over the
Never
top.
said exaggerate.
Yeah, you didn't have to say it.
Now you're exaggerating.
But now let's switch the tables on you a little bit. But this is a good story. This is a funny story. So yes, well, I was caught off guard recently when I discovered that you are smoking cigarettes again. One, shame on you. That's a lifestyle thing I can say that's bad for you. I have every right to say you shouldn't be doing that, because it's scientifically proven not good for you.
I know, but I went out. I'm just gonna say I went out for a cigarette the other day, found a quarter. Wouldn't have found that. So sometimes it's good.
Yeah, you're right. Like
a cigarette costs 50 cents, but I'm not. Let's not pull at threads here.
Yeah. So, talk us through your day-to-day a little bit, because this seems like it's a kind of a part of the routine, if anything.
I mean, I'm down to back down to like 4 a day.
Okay.
4 or 5 on a stressful day.
Sure, that's not bad.
I don't smoke really when I'm not at work. I might have one a day not at work.
Not bad.
I don't. So I mean, there's a clear correlation of cause and effect to what I quit smoking, got that job, and started smoking again.
Well, I do think part of that is, because this is kind of what I did at Walmart too. I would smoke sometimes, just to ensure that I got a break. Because I was like, if I don't,
absolutely, you can't take a break unless and I think my coworkers are kind of not happy about it, because I kind of slid into my boss's good graces too, because he smokes, and but I've been going out and having smokes with him, because he smokes like every hour or something.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was around and he went out, I would go out there with him, and then all of a sudden I'm smoking a half a pack a day.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like garbage, and it's like climbing and stuff, and you feel lethargic and heavy, and I can handle 4 a day. That's not a big deal to me. People can think what they want to. Cigarette smoking is disgusting. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But I quit a lot of shit. You're
right. You're
let
allowed,
me do this at my own pace.
You're allowed to have a vice.
So, but when we go out and have a cigarette at work, me and my boss every morning, there's a spot that we go and we stand, and on Saturday I went out to that spot, and there's a lady that comes out probably 3 times a week. She cleans the sidewalk of the building next to us. She walks over and she says, "Don't throw your cigarettes on the ground, please, because they blow over to our building, and I have to sweep them up." Because she has to sweep the sidewalks every day. That's part of her job, and apparently it's our fault. I don't know, but we never throw our cigarette butts. And every day, my boss goes, "This fucking lady comes over and says something about these cigarette butts," and he won't even like look at her or whatever. And so on Saturday, I was there alone. I went outside. I had a cigarette. She's off sweeping the sidewalk. I'm looking at work notes on my phone. And I see the shadow coming. I see it because I'm looking down at my phone, and I hear her start talking. She goes, "Hey, can you please make sure not to throw your cigarette butts?" And without looking up, without looking at another human being when they're talking to me, I raised my finger and I pointed at the garbage can in our building. I said, "In the garbage can, I know." And she kind of like went, "Oh, thank you," and turned to walk away. And I had a mini meltdown in my brain because I was like, "What kind of an asshole are you?" I stopped reading the notes that I was. It's like, you didn't even look at this lady to tell her, "I won't do that." We've told her many times we don't throw our cigarette butts, and we don't. But to the point where she's already a half a block away, and I jogged over to her and said, "Hey, I'm really sorry about that. That was rude. How's your day going?" And she said, "Oh, it's a good day." And I said, "Oh, I hope it continues to be good." And then I went back, but there were a couple of things like that happened this last week where I was like, what is your problem with being? Maybe you need to be rude sometimes. Maybe you need to get the point across. Maybe, what do you think? Should I be ruder sometimes? Should I figure out how to be rude?
Well, I think when you're comparing the two stories that people just heard, yours and mine, yours is like self-reflection on I treated this person badly. I didn't show proper etiquette, proper manners. I was raised better than that. I'm going to go apologize and correct my behaviors. Me, this happened on a Thursday, and I'm still throwing a fit about it.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. I'm with you on that. You wanted my support.
I do think sometimes I wouldn't say you have to be rude, but you can be stern to get your point across. You can say, "Hey, I've never thrown a cigarette butt on the sidewalk." What you should have done is, after you apologized and you checked in on her day, is turn around and then flick that cigarette butt right on the sidewalk and been like,
back over my shoulder in her direction, like
yeah, and then be like, don't ever talk to me again. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't think you have to be rude, but I think you can. And this is easier said than done, obviously, because I don't know how to do it with some people. You can just be like, "Hey, we've had this conversation. It's never been a problem, at least from me. So I don't need the reminders."
Yeah, but the other part of me goes, what's the
harm?
There's no skin off my teeth, or whatever the saying is. To say to her, to go, I won't throw the cigarette butt. How's your day? What I could, that could be maybe she's a really cool lady, and we could be friends, and we could start our friendship off with this battle over the cigarette butts, which isn't a battle because I'm on her side.
Right.
But it's like a lot of people smoke cigarettes down in North Hollywood, and the wind blows a lot of cigarette butts. And she's got to sweep that sidewalk no matter what.
Right. Yeah.
But so that was, I just felt like it was maybe a little bit overkill that I jogged. I actually went at a faster pace than walking.
It's like you're almost like counteracting your smoking. Now I'm gonna do an activity to like use my lungs.
Well, I had a second cigarette because of it. Don't worry. But
good. No, I think you're fine. I'm the one that.
But it feeds into like, okay, so I know I told you about the gym membership.
Oh yes.
The other incident that happened this week where I had to cancel a gym membership.
Yeah.
I've been paying for this thing for a year and 3 months. $60 yearly maintenance fee twice.
Wow.
I've gone there 3 times, maybe 4. They upped the monthly charges from $10 to $13.50 a couple months ago. I don't know what, it's like, so finally I was like, you know what? I got to go down there. I'm going to cancel it.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole time I'm skating there, I'm psyching myself up in my head. I'm going, you're going to walk in here and you're going to look this guy in the eye and you're going to tell him, I don't want to come here anymore. I haven't been coming here to begin with.
I don't want to be here.
Yeah. I'm sick of paying you for nothing,
right.
Which is what your place is worth to me.
Right.
So I get there, walk in, and here's the thing. I drank a bunch of coffee and water before I went there.
So you're really jittery, sweating.
I skated there in the hot sun. I'm sweating. I have to pee. And I walk in and I go, hey man, is this, I lost my little card, my little swipe card with the scan bar on it. And he goes and he reaches for the new cards and he goes, oh, no problem. And I go, hey, hold off on that for a second. I got something else to talk to you about.
There's something
before you make me a new card. I go, I got to cancel my membership. And he goes, before I can get any other words out, he goes, oh yeah, okay. But because I didn't listen properly or because my brain was like a swirling, I was like, it's not you, it's not the gym. I have no problem with your gym. I've been paying for this for a year and a half. I only came for the first week. You must have experienced this before. But I like the gym. The gym's fine, but I just can't keep paying for something that I'm not using. And he's literally ushering me over to a thing. And I go, hey, can I just, before we do this, can I use the bathroom? And so he's like, yeah, just come back up here. And so I go to the bathroom, come back, and I continue my spiel. I go, my roommate really got into working out.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy does not care at all. But he was nice enough to let me get all that stuff out of my brain, so that I could walk away with my head held high, going this guy understands. I'm not being a dick, but I'm not. It's not me not supporting his gym. It's me in financially supporting myself.
It's interesting because with obviously any other membership in the world, you can just cancel on the computer. You can just say, I'm done. I'm sure this gym had a website that you could monitor this or that or whatever. They could probably put that feature on there, but no gym just lets you cancel online. You have to go in. You have to look that person. You have to run the monologue in your head and they probably loved you in a sense because yeah, this person isn't coming to use our equipment, isn't putting wear and tear on our machines, and is just paying us.
Stinking up the place. He's not.
Right.
Yeah.
I've had a similar. I've had to cancel gym memberships a couple times.
Did they? Because one thing I noticed was the guy next to him. He looked me up and down and then turned to the other employee and went, "Really?
Did he really?
He's done." No, no. That's you think you're done with your quote unquote masterpiece, that your little string bean masterpiece you got there. All right, cancel your membership.
Well, so I think it was in high school. Ryan, your brother, and we got gym memberships to a place called Anytime Fitness that you could go.
Oh yeah, anytime.
That you could go get this anytime, 24/7.
Anytime. That was on Johnson Street, right?
Yeah, it still is. I
remember my area. I almost said the name.
And went there every day for a summer, pretty much. I didn't know much about fitness or anything like that, but we went, and I would eventually, Ryan and I started going at different times, but I would go at 10, 11 o'clock at night because I was a teenager, and I was like, yeah, I'm just going to go late at night. I eventually had to turn my thing in, my key card, And he's like, "Oh, you don't want to keep going?" And I was just like, I haven't used it. I haven't gone in a little bit." And he goes, "Oh, you just got lazy?" And I had to go, I did get lazy. And that's the only time that's ever happened. A couple times I've canceled other memberships, and they'll ask like why, and I was like, it just costs, or I don't come here, and then that's the end of it. But the fact that you have to go there, it's just, I think it's like, this is kind of like a conspiracy of sorts. It's all these gyms, they probably have their annual meeting where they just come up and they go, and these are all the pieces of trash that canceled, and they put your picture up there because they have that from when you signed up. They have all your information, and then everyone like laughs in unison, the ha 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 ha, because they're so rich that they laugh differently than we do.
Do you think that they give out awards and there's like best body shamer? This gym attendant shamed 800 people into not canceling their memberships this year, the most we've ever seen. He's the Michael Jordan of gym members shamers. And come on up here, and it's a guy like looking down on somebody with a muscular finger in his face.
I think so.
Yeah, I think that happens. Yeah,
I think so too. But it's just weird, the fact that you just can't cancel it online or make a phone call and be like, "This is my number. I'm not gonna
just cancel me." Yeah.
Right.
And I'll say I didn't even think about it that way. I thought about it more about the fact that once again I walked away from that. I think I called you, and I was talking. I was going, "Why the fuck can't I just walk in and go, I don't want your product. I'm the consumer and I'm right. Get my shit out of your computer." There needs, the nicer way, I'm canceling my membership, please and thank you.
It's the same.
That's all you got to say.
It's the same reason why I can't let one phrase that a person said not bother me for likely an eternity. We're fucked up.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. Okay, so on Saturday when that cigarette thing happened, like we had somebody flood our buildings on Saturday. Somebody in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. on a Saturday opened all the risers on every floor in 2 stairwells, which the risers are what the firefighters screw their hoses into if there's a fire in the building, and then you open the valve and it's like high pressure water. Mm-hmm. Somebody opened all of those, threw a bunch of chairs off the roof, and it got a little crazy. Yeah. And so my boss actually was there on Saturday. He just normally doesn't work on Saturday. I went out and had a cigarette. He walked out as I was finishing my cigarette and coming back from talking to that lady. And he was like, "What was that all about?" And I was like, she just said not to throw the cigarette butts. And he hates it. He absolutely can't handle it. And he's like, and I was like, and I just went and told her to have a good day because I was kind of rude to her. And he looked at me funny. And he's like, why? And I was, I think he said, why? And I was like, because I will think about it for the next 6 days if I don't. That's it. That's the reason. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily to be a good person, but because I will drive myself insane about being a bad person for the next 6 days. Mm-hmm. I know myself too well. And I know I like in that exact moment when I lifted my hand and I just kept looking at the screen, I was kind of like, hell yeah, kudos. Cool guy. Kudos to you. And then like in the immediate aftermath was, you fucking asshole piece of shit. What are you, the Fonz, you fucking prick? Go and say something about that, you know? Yes, I still look at the Fonz as the epitome of cool, I don't give a fuck attitude.
Is there a modern day Fonz? I don't think so.
Neil Patrick Harris. No. I don't think. I think I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean maybe to a certain degree, but no.
No, it's got to be Jared Leto or something, right?
Jared Leto is a cult leader. He's insane. He is a super megastar actor in that band 30 Seconds to Mars. I've seen them, believe it or not. They were just playing at a festival. They played before the band I wanted to see. I caught the end of it. He legit has like his own island, and from what I could tell, it was just him and like swarms of women on this island. all wearing all white, every single person, himself included. He's sitting up on the stage, spewing his mumbo-jumbo bullshit. He is straight up a cult leader and has a cult on an island. And
So you're saying I shouldn't think he's the epitome of cool?
No, you shouldn't. Like, I mean, the Fonz would never do something like that.
Yeah, he wore all black and sat on a jukebox.
He wore just the black. He had the black leather jacket, white tee, jeans. Jukebox was broken. Punched it, and said, "Stop that!" And then it started working again.
If I'd say he punched it, it was the bottom of his hand. He wasn't the front of his hand.
You're right.
It was not this. It was this. What do you call that? He tomahawked
He
it.
just like jammed it. Yeah, or yeah.
He got a little jam on it. Yeah.
You know, he did what he could do to get it fixed, and it worked. And he went things like, "Hey," he's like Andrew Dice Clay.
He told the establishment to sit on it.
Sit on it. And remember when he went blind? He went blind after like they like had to pop like his motorcycle seat or something like that. Something happened to his motorcycle. He popped it. He said, "Richie, this is gonna hurt me more than it's gonna hurt you." And he had to do something, and then he went blind. And then he jumped a shark.
How long was he blind for? Was he blind when he jumped a shark?
I think it was just an episode.
Jesus, I don't remember that one.
I don't know if it was before.
I gotta see that. I gotta see that episode.
I'll find some clips. I'm pretty sure that's how it went down. I could be wrong on that.
It sounds right. That sounds about right.
That's really all I remember about Happy Days. And I know like Joni and Chachi, and then like
what was it? Ralph the Mouth. The Mouth was that?
Yeah, Richie Cunningham.
Richie Cunningham, and that was Ron Howard.
Wasn't it Potsy?
Potsy, yeah.
Yeah. And they're just living in Milwaukee, doing shit, going to the diner.
That was in Milwaukee?
I'm pretty sure.
I never put that together. I thought that was in everywhere America.
I could be wrong. I thought a lot of those shows took place in Wisconsin. Like Laverne and Shirley was based in Milwaukee, was it not?
Oh, that was definitely. I guess I never put that together. But they moved away from the Happy Days set.
Set in Milwaukee, Wisconsin during the 1950s and 60s, Happy Days presented an idealized view of post-World War II middle-class America, seen largely through the perspective of high school and later college student Richie Cunningham, played by Ron Howard, and his pal Potsy.
Potsy got a shout-out.
Yeah, he's in, and this is on Britannica. This ain't no fucking Wikipedia shit. This is Britannica.
Yeah.
Damn, Potsy.
It seems like that should carry more weight, but it doesn't because no one looks at Britannica anymore. So.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, Milwaukee.
It's unfortunate.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin is where it.
Wisconsin had a lot of good stuff taking place there.
Milwaukee used to.
What happened when we grew up? What was 50s, 60s, Happy Days, the 70s, that 70s show.
Laverne and Shirley.
Then we come along and it's a bunch of bullshit. Everybody's dying from drug use.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
What the fuck? No, yeah, after that 70s show, it just kind of became Dahmer, Geen, and death.
Yeah. Bummer. Yeah, and then there's so many documentaries out there. Like Stephen Avery is from he's from Manitowoc. Right?
Manitowoc, yeah.
So we got him. We got Milwaukee with Dahmer.
This new Butter Lights carving lady. I mean, that's crazy.
She's there. She'll have a documentary eventually. We have Ed
Slender Man was that Slender Man was us?
Yep, Slender Man was in Waukesha. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, I mean, we need to look back to Happy Days and go, this is where
you're being real square. You want to kill your friend?
Yeah, yeah. We gotta stop being square. Get back to being. How come nobody ever said you're being a real circle to say they were being cool? Like nobody called Fonzie a circle.
You're right. Well, because if you're a square, you're not around.
Is that what it is?
Be there or be square.
Yes, be there or be. Wow, I never fucking. If that's. I hope to God that you just made that up, and that's like if you're not around, you're square. That's fucking My mind is blown today. I literally I can't even comprehend how my thoughts don't even work. That's great. I hope you made that up and you didn't read that somewhere.
I don't know. I might have heard. I don't know. But why can't we just have Fonz? These days that's what modern day therapy
We need to
should
edit
be.
this episode and put that part right up front so people keep listening. Because if they miss out on that,
No, you get the gold at the end. That's how it works. This is for the people who stick around.
This is the end of the rainbow.
Modern day therapy should be, at least in the state of Wisconsin, we get Henry Winkler at every entrance. He says, "What's going on in your brain? Now this is what's going on. This, and this." And then he just fucking punches him in the head. Fixed. Worked for the jukebox. Boom. He's got to do it the right way. He's actually gonna have to get on a ladder so then he can do the underhand hit.
The first few people he'll hit them and then they'll start singing 1, 2, 3, 4 clock rock.
Yeah, that'd be great. We'll brainstorm that some more and we'll see what we can do.
Hey, I have an idea for a shirt too. Before we wrap it up.
Okay.
I don't know if you were going to wrap it up, but I felt like it. I got a feeling.
Yes,
you were going to wrap it up.
I was.
Yeah. See, I saw. You got a look. You a wrap it up look.
Well, I have 3 kids, so maybe I don't.
What's that?
I said I do have 3 kids, so maybe I don't have a wrap it up look.
Yeah. I said you get that look. I didn't say It's like
right.
you don't. You're not looking in the mirror when that look happens, so you don't take your own advice.
I guess. Anyways.
But I would like a shirt. I think it would be funny for me. It makes me chuckle. Where the wording on it is insert conversation starter here. Dudes with brews on a porch. Because we're craft brews and casual conversations.
Mm-hmm.
All right, your reaction already says it's a dud. That's all right.
No, we could do that.
No, I don't think so. I think I'm off it.
No, I'm sorry. I was distracted by I gained some text messages.
Sure, that's what they always say. That's what everybody says whenever I try and make a fucking joke.
No, I got work.
I was distracted by my phone. I'm sorry.
I got a gig coming up. That I'm trying to got to get the details because it's coming up soon. I'll work on it. I drank Fergus Brewing Company's Otter Blonde or Mango Blonde. You had Malibu Brewing Company Railway Rye Pale Ale. Rob, would you drink yours again? Did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy it, and it got it's really a smooth beer. And it's like I'm not big on like that on bitter taste, but this was like the perfect blend of flavor and bitter.
Okay.
And throughout, it was a good beer.
Awesome. I would say this Otter Mango Blonde. It's not a beer that you can gulp. You have to take your sips with it because just the random spice along with it. It's not bad, but it's not the best thing I've ever had. I bought a 4-pack of it, so I have to finish it. But other than that, I probably wouldn't visit it again.
So you're saying don't drink it?
Maybe you try it. I'm not saying dive in for it. If you have it available and you can give it a shot, give it a shot. I just the random spice was just weird. I wasn't expecting it.
You just didn't expect it or dig it.
Right. Both.
Okay.
So that's what it is.
I've also I read a review that said that Railway Rye Pale Ale pairs well with halibut.
Oh, really? Okay. Halibut, I've had that before. It's pretty good. Cool.
Just throwing it out there.
See ya.
Pew! Audio. Goodbye, everyone.